What is good, y'all? It's your boy Z 2 times. You feel me? And I'm back with another one. Tired shit. Damn. I probably look a little bit crazy. I probably sound a little bit different. It's mainly because I've been going through some stuff. I had posted on my community tab. Like I've been having some issues, that's been stopping me from uploading. Like I even look kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Like I look kind of tired, but it is what it is. Like I've been kind of going through it, but you feel me, I don't want to stop the grind. If I today I'm not feeling too bad. Today I have a little bit more energy than normal, so I want to use that little bit of force and energy to make a video, post a video for y'all. And but yeah, today I'm actually going to be switching it up a bit. Usually I do the album reactions, but this time, you feel me, it's going to be an album review. And we're going to be reviewing Bad Cameo by Lil Yachty and James Blake. If you know me, if you watched my Chance the Rapper video, then you know I was excited for this album to come out. So yeah, let's hop right into it. Anyways, Bad Cameo. All right, boom. First and foremost, congratulations to James Blake and Lil Yachty on an amazing album / collaboration. Honestly, I didn't even know like this is a combo that would work. You feel me? But when I heard they had a collab album coming out, I'm like, yo, like I could see that working. Like that could actually be some fire. So So yeah, congratulations to them on a successful album drop. I'm seeing like a couple 100,000 plays, millions of plays on Spotify already. I think it dropped last Friday, so I'm like a week late, but I've been going through some health shit, so yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, Yachty been trying a lot of new shit since his last album, and I'm here for it, like wholeheartedly. He's really showing his true colors as an artist in this album, and seeing him focus more on the artistry of the music and creating bodies of work that take you on a journey or kind of tell you a story is actually really good to see, and I encourage it a lot more because it's not too many artists nowadays that you see are actually like focusing on making their albums a body of work and kind of like making their album tell a story, where to a point where you can listen to an album like straight through from beginning to end and feel like you went on a journey. A lot of albums nowadays, you just turn it on, you could put that shit on shuffle, it's not gonna make a difference. There's no skits, there's no smooth transitions, there's none of that. So yeah, so to see Yachty kind of break into that, I guess, creativity barrier, it's really nice to see, and I'm here for it and I encourage it. I'm not gonna lie, if you liked Let's Start Here, then you have a lot higher chance of fucking with this album. It's definitely an acquired taste, like it's a very experimental approach. If you're Lil Yachty, and I'm not too sure about James Blake, to be honest. Like I don't know about the James Blake side of things. Like I don't really listen to James Blake that much. Like I've heard him on some features and whatnot, and I personally just know that he has a great voice, and this may or may not be experimental if you're James Blake, but this is definitely an experimental approach if you're Lil Yachty, So yeah, anyways, let's get into the album. Starting off with track 1, off rip, you get hit with like this, whoa, like not really what I would expect from a Yachty project, but like, it's kind of like a, but to be fair, like this is the same man that made Let's Start Here. Side note, you are gonna hear me referring to Yachty's Let's Start Here a lot because it's his only other project that sort of pulls to the same stylistic choices of this project and this album. And I'm not gonna lie, my first time listening to this album was like a reaction video. And after I got through to the first 2 songs, I was like, yo, I can't really react to this album because this album to me seems like more of an adventure, more of a journey of sorts, more of an experience that you kind of need to be fully locked in and fully attentive to. So, you know, me reacting to it on camera didn't really feel like the right way to go about it. So I was like, all right, boom, let me take my first listen, my second listen, let me do it off camera, let me get a natural experience, because I felt like the project deserved more than just a, you know, an on-camera reaction, which is why I'm here doing the breakdown video instead. But yeah, back to track 1. It's a slow build up kind of track, but I love the slow build tracks, I'm not gonna lie. If it's done correctly, it's the perfect way to gradually draw someone in and hold their attention. And I feel like track 1 did a pretty good job of having that slow build up that kind of draws you in. You know, Yachty coming in with the subtle bars as the beat builds, and then there's anticipation for what the album could be. In my opinion, it was executed really well. And James coming in with the supporting vocals was honestly, it was actually really nice, you know. And he was holding those notes beautifully. Like, the way it was done, it was nice. Like, I can't really explain it any other way. Like, it was just smooth. And I don't think I added it to any playlist yet, you know, referring to track 1, but as an album opener, especially for this kind of album, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. But yeah, from there we move on to 2 back-to-back super transic, super somber kind of songs. Like, it's an almost like the trip is starting, you know, of the journey. Like, they're trying to settle you down and get you to focus on whatever relaxes you the most, you know. Like, it's kind of hard to explain the experience listening to these songs. Like, it's kind of hard to put into words, but I was like feeling a lot of like purples, pinks, and neon orange kind of colors of paint splatters, colored dust, smoke canisters, you know, that kind of vibe, like forestry, flowers kind of feeling, you know. I don't really know what kind of imagery like other people would get, but that's what I was getting based off of, you know, track 2 and 3. And it kind of reminded me like of a LSD trip or like a shroom trip. Like, if you're a drug user or a druggy kind of person, or even sometimes on shows, the way they portray how it feels like to be high off of psychedelic kind of drugs, that's what track 2 and 3 feel like to me. I feel like they take you to that kind of area, you know. But woo, track number 4, woo, is where it really picks up for me personally. The way Yachty slid on the soft, calm beat, bro, the way he was spitting, bro, and it sounds nostalgic as fuck, bro. I'm not gonna lie, like, that shit was hard. Like, it reminds me of like a early Childish Gambino. Like, he got a part on the Heart. He has a song called Heartbeat, where he comes in on the same way. It was very reminiscent of that for me, which is why I loved it so much. And I loved how they chose to go into this track. And like, if you heard the first few tracks and you were kind of feeling like, I don't really know how I feel about this album, I feel like track 4, Woo, is gonna have you like, what's going on here? Okay, let me see what the rest of this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's what track 4 does for you, bro. But track 5, honestly, it's quite literally just the definition of somber. Like, if you think of the word somber, you'll think of track 5. Like, it's just a lot of chill frequencies with a like slight touch of synths in the background. There's not much else going on during the track. You do get some slight vocals from James and Yachty here and there, but it's like, it's mainly just a collage of frequencies and synths, and it really just brings you down to that somber kind of vibe, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit disappointed with this track because the track is called Bad Cameo, which is the name of the album, and I was almost kind of expecting because the track has the same name as the album for this to be the best track, quote unquote, but then again, that's opinionated. but I think they were more leaning towards having the track that shares the name with the album sort of represent the album, you know, because like I feel like if you were to if someone were to ask you like, oh, what is Bad Cameo about, like what does Bad Cameo, I guess, remind you of, what type of album is it, if they listen to this song they can get the vibe of the entire album from this song. I feel like, and honestly that might be what they were trying to do, you know. um but yeah, real quick, I'm gonna give my take on my favorite song from the album. Then I'll get into my standouts from the album and my final, I guess, overall rating. My favorite song from the album is Twice. Twice? Bro, Twice is definitely more my speed. I'm not gonna lie, Twice is a banger. I could have done without the spoken word near the end. It doesn't like ruin the experience enough for me to not add it to a playlist. Plus I understand the artistic side of things, so I'm not gonna like knock it too bad. Like I just feel like another verse would have kept me in the transit state I was in at the time when I was listening to the track, because the beat the beat was nice. I think there was a bit of a sample. I'm not sure, but like, you know how I feel about my samples. I love samples. The way Yachty came in on this track, you know, with the vibrating notes that he's been doing ever since, you know, to Poland, and he had the little vibration in his voice. He was kind of doing it on this track, and the way it sat with the track was just smooth. I'm not gonna lie. And then James, they had a little back and forth going on between James Blake and Yachty, and honestly, altogether, the song as a whole, it was really good in my opinion. I'd probably give it like a 8.5 out of 10. Probably would have been a 9 had it not been for the spoken word part, but we move. Regardless, this is by far my favorite song off the project. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, now for my standouts. My standout tracks on the album, I'm gonna have Woo. I really like Woo. I like Twice. Transport Me was really good. In Gray, Midnight, that's 5, and Missing Man. These are my standouts for the album. These are the songs I added to my playlist. These are, I guess, my favorites from the album in no particular order. And yeah, as a whole, I would give this body of work like a good 7.4 out of 10. I definitely would love to see more of Yachty and James as a duo, because I think there's a lot of potential here to venture to places we don't really veer off to too often with music. I feel like as much as we should. And I think the album has decent replayability. Again, if I'm comparing it to Let's Start Here, and honestly, like, Let's Start Here was probably like my top 3 albums of 2023. And in terms of the replayability for Let's Start Here, which was fucking insane. Like, I feel like the album was just so good, I'm not gonna lie. This album, to me, has like a decent replayability, you know? In my opinion, the best way to describe this album is a good trip, you know? Like I was saying earlier, it's like a LSD trip. It's like a good LSD trip, maybe a good shroom trip, very psychedelic, very transic-y, you know? But yeah, no, that's literally what it sounds like to me. Like, if you were to take a LSD tablet and go for a walk in a meadow full of flowers on a sunny day, everything you would experience on that trip would literally describe this album, in my opinion. So yeah, I definitely think this is worth taking a look at, especially if you're like me right now and you're trying to venture off into different types of music. You're not just trying to listen to rap every day and hip hop every day. This is a great album to take a look at, you know? If I'm going based off of my top picks, just my top picks, the rating would be a lot higher. But like the album as a whole, for me, adding 6 out of 10 songs is amazing for an album, because usually when I listen to an album, I'll probably add like 2 or 3 songs at best, you know? So yeah, definitely check it out. Shout out to Yachty again. Shout out to James Blake. Bad Cameo is available now on all the platforms. Leave a like if you haven't already, and subscribe if you're new. It's been your boy Z2Times, you feel me? And I'm out. Peace.
With a new party clock. Fuck on your bitch, make that hoe want a milli rock. I'm with my boys and no, we do not milli rock. Funny money, no, this is not no silly guap. Got a rich milli, this not a silly guap. All this money make me want hit my ditty rock. Tell her at the bank of the Jimmy lock. At the dealer, I can't pull this shit off the lot. Me and my boys, you know that we trans out.